Man, Ice Cube, I gotta go listen to that. Birds in the Hand is worth more than a bush. Boom, boom. That was my jam. Yo, shout out to us. I keep telling you, Backspin is coming. Backspin is coming this month. We're gonna talk about hip hop in 1990, who made the cut, who didn't, and why. But if you're just joining us here at App Stupid, welcome. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, aka The Pit. We got our favorites, we got our ridicules, and we just ask questions because we don't believe in talking crap. However, we expose the American writers who seem to have a problem that Team USA is winning handedly, and it's not even close. I don't know about you, but that sounds severely un-American. And then how Peacock is doing an awful job giving you the Olympic Games you want to see. So they need to fix that. So we're going to pivot from Olympic basketball and talk some NFL. We're going to talk about the Chicago Bears. Yep, got to go ahead and put the pause on that. The reason I got to do that, two reasons why. Number one, this was an Associated Press release when they put it out there. So when you have Associated Press releases, it's almost like you're in a room and someone's shouting things and people are writing down what somebody's shouting. It's not necessarily going to be true, but also it doesn't have anyone's name on that, because as you're looking for the person who said it, everybody's looking around like, who? Me, bro? I didn't say nothing. What you said? Come on, man. We like to kind of put a finger on this so we can actually have a civilized conversation. But Bears fans, don't get your hopes up. And we'll go over that when we come back from a new teaser about a lot of things on the way coming here at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Vern TV. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with App Stupid. Thank you for following us, making us your number one choice for hip-hop and sports entertainment. Don't forget we got Backspin. Backspin is where we cover hip-hop albums from 1989 all the way up to current. Also, coming soon, we have Comics Corner. Comics Corner is where we sit down and we talk to comedians about the culture of comedy, what's going on, and the do's and don'ts when you try to get booked. Then we got Vern Unplugged, and that's exclusively on SoundCloud. So if you haven't added me to your SoundCloud, you may want to do so, because that's always going to be a great listen. As always, many more things to come from Vern.Vern TV. Peace. Shout out to us. We still rocking. So yeah, Comics Corner, look out for that one. That was going to be a really good interview. So you'll probably see some comedians you don't know, some regional comedians you'll see and be like, wow, that was just a really good interview, because we keep on pumping sports and entertainment here. So yeah, so that's what we doing. But now we're going to go ahead and get into this Associated Press piece, and it really centered around the Bears playing in the Hall of Fame game. And a lot of people were reading a lot into that. And then me telling people when the draft came around, the Bears had the number one pick. They could actually gut a team and then kind of build around that and then start finding some sort of identity. However, the Bears chose to take Caleb Williams. I was saying, if you're going to go ahead and take Caleb Williams, you're going to need an offensive coordinator that specializes in some of the packages that he played in previously. That would have been two people. That would have been Cliff Kingsbury, or that would have been Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley is at USC. Cliff Kingsbury, he was in a double cross ditch move from the Raiders to the Commanders. We talked about that on our page. We're the only people who were talking about that, how that happened, and why Antonio Pierce and the Raiders may feel slighted because they thought they had a deal all week long in negotiations with his team. However, I don't know when Cliff Kingsbury started talking to Dan Quinn, and Friday hit, they still didn't have a deal. By Saturday, he had already signed with the Commanders to be the OC. So, wow, that's something. But in this whole Caleb Williams thing, if he could have went and got his hands on Caleb Williams, he would have dialed up some packages that he was familiar with when he was at USC, and some reads and some looks, and that would have helped with Caleb's adaptation to the NFL game, because the speed is there. Like I said, the speed of the game is different. Everybody's fast. You can't stare down a receiver. You can't even look at a receiver and think he's open, and then somehow the safety is actually closed in on the ball. You could actually end up throwing interceptions because you think you see something that they allowed you to see, but then they knew they could take it away and break on the ball. See, those are football takes. Those are football takes. I never once said Chicago didn't have the pieces around them to make this work. I never once said Chicago was an abject failure. I didn't say anything like that. All I'm sitting here saying is that you have to give it time. And since nobody knows what this is going to look like, and they got the old offensive coordinator from the Seahawks, who last worked with Geno Smith and made Geno Smith just proficient. Okay. But then Williams, he proceeds to feed the monsters of the Midway the red meat when he says that he wants to win 8 Super Bowls. That's one more Super Bowl than Tom Brady. Super Bowls, bro. Dude, you put your foot in your mouth right now, man. Man, what? To quote the great theologian Dennis Erickson, Super Bowls. Super Bowls. Come on, man. Sit down, Doc. That sounds just flat out goofy. And we'll get into why it sounds goofy when we get back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Yes, BK, have it your way, because you rule. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local BK. Have it your way, because you rule. So when we last left off, this dude was talking about Super Bowls. Now, if you go back 5 years and you look at the Chicago Bears record, 2019, Chicago Bears 8-8, 2020, 8-8, 2021, 6-11, 2022, 3-14, 2023, 7-10. And you talking about Super Bowls, bro. Come on, man. Just come out and tell the good people of Chicago, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and do my best. I know we got some talent around here, some guys who are really special in that second and third wave. I'm just glad to be a part of a tradition, a great sports city, a great background. Those are things that everybody can get behind. Anybody can get behind that. But when you come out the gate, Super Bowl or nothing, man, you do know where you play at. I know, man. Super Bowl or nothing. Come on, man. And that's not shooting anybody in the foot when it comes to their confidence. Nobody wants to do that. But let's just keep it let's just keep it in the world of reality. Now, the Bears, they rank 19th in points per game, 21 in yards per game, 20th in points per game, and 24th in yards per play. So looking at all of that, and you think the Bears are ready for a bust-out season. And that's why I said you have to kind of tame down the expectations. And if you thought that looking at all of those stats, and that's last year, and you have a couple of draft picks this year and free agency, and you got a couple of old pieces, and we'll reveal who the old pieces are. But somehow that is signaling to you you're ready for a breakout season. And you must be out your rabbit ass mind. Man, give me a rap album we promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Yo, you're not gonna believe this, but we got another hip hop pick. Da-da-da-ba-ba. Freeway, Jake 1, the Stimulus Package Part 2, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. Favorites on the album, Time, Philly, Ringin', and Heartbreaker. Many more. Get the album. It's out now. Yeah, Freeway, the Stimulus Package 2 and Jake 1. It's a real good album. We've been banging it all day. So yeah, shout out to us. So when we left off, we was talking about the good folks of Cook County and how they were feasting them on rat poison. And the national media is trying to say, hey, look, you all got a mystery offense. And last year's rank is just putrid play. And anybody in a Bears uniform is going to go ahead and have this great stellar year of unknown. Stop it. Look at the schedule, okay? On the 8th of September, Tennessee. That's a home game. They should be able to beat the Titans. I have zero faith in Will Levis to do anything. So they should beat them. They should beat Tennessee. They are going to lose to Houston the next week. And that's in Houston. They're not going to beat C.J. Stroud and the Texans. No. D'Amico Ryans is going to have them boys ready to jump all over that Chicago bear meat. Then they're going to play in Indianapolis. I am an Indianapolis Colts fan in recess. This is going back to the Phillip Rivers days, and I felt like they needed to move on, and it's just been we've just been a laughing stock. We're back to being the Indianapolis jokes. Then the Rams are going to come to town. Sean McVay is going to beat you. Then the Panthers, you will beat the Panthers. There's no way around that. Jacksonville, that is a game you have to have. If you're a Chicago fan, the game you have to have is Jacksonville. Because if you lose to Trevor Lawrence, that's a home game. I don't see how Chicago wins 8 games. And we'll look at the rest of the schedule. Washington, on the road with Commanders. It's going to be really a good game to watch. It's going to be fun because you've got Williams out there. You've got Jaden Daniels. This thing can get out of control very fast. So it'll be a high-flying game, but that's a game that you have to win. And I don't know if you do win that game. Arizona, you'll beat them. That's on the road. The Patriot tightwads, you'll beat them. They come to Chicago to get beat up. And then you have Green Bay at home. You're going to lose to Green Bay. You're going to lose that game. Then you have the Vikings at home. I don't know what that's going to look like. J.J. McCarthy, this whole new Vikings era, and a new OC. Who knows what that may be? Then you get Detroit, the reigning and defending NFC North champions. San Francisco, that's going to be a road game where you go out to Cali and get your head crushed. Then you take on the Vikings again. They're there to pick the bones the following week. Then you have Detroit. They're going to be in Chicago in Soldier Field. That's going to be another game. Seattle might be tough this year. Mike McDonald, that dude is a Wink Mondale. He's one of his disciples. So he's a very friendly, hot, heavy, blitzing defensive coordinator turned head coach. He could have them clicking on all cylinders. And then you're on the road in Lambeau to end your season. Looking at that season, you can't show me the Bears are getting 10 wins. You can't look at that season and show me where the Bears are going to be a wild card team. Because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I don't care who you are or your fandom, your level of fandom, that's just not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. And if you look down the line at the free agencies, tight end, Gerald Everett, running back, DeAndre Swift, offensive lineman, Coleman Shelton, wide receiver, Keenan Allen. He's still out here doing this. That dude played with LaDainian Tomlinson, Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, and he's still here. Wow. Keenan Allen. You got to be kidding me. Wide receiver, Dante Pettis. Defensive lineman, Jake Martin. Defensive lineman, Brian Coward. Offensive lineman, Jake Kerhan. Defensive back, Jonathan Owens. Offensive lineman, Matt Pryor. QB, Brett Rippon, Mark Rippon's boy. He's back there to back up Caleb Williams in case anything happens to him. offensive lineman Ryan Bates, and defensive back Jalen Johnson. Now, is that enough just in what I read right there? That's free agency. Free agency combined with the draft, is that enough to win the NFC North? And so I try to go ahead and manage expectations for Bears fans. And I got a lot of friends and I got a lot of people who I love to go visit in Chicago. It's really like my second home. I love the city, great food, great people. It's always a good time. But this is another 7-10 season. And I could have it wrong. So, good people of Cook County, let me know what you think. And just all of Chicago, the whole state of Illinois. Am I too much in this, or will the Bears be a breakout team this year?